with economic status, we foreclose the American embassy. We foreclose the German embassy.
But they talk about the new one, the Norway government don't set up.
Not a new one, the one embassy now France. One embassy.
Limited to France. It already don't make highlights of the different appointments.
Which one?
Different embassies. Which
one? This one.
Egypt, France. Money there.
Yes, recent.
Money there for
this appropriate common gets all waiting Thomas don't talk.
Money there for
waiting don't Thomas we me and for talk we the talk on France. Yes ma'am.
All the staff where they go the money there for them.
Now two appointments they don't do in France.
Not to just
the ambassador and the deputy.
Not to just
and let me tell you one thing about my president. If President Bio knows he in a great embassy in France, he has the preparedness for whatever he gets for sustain that embassy.
So financially, the government is convenient.
It's convenient for create that embassy in France. Comparatively, when you look at the relevance of our presence in France to waiting now the economic this.
Mr. Minister, you are aware say as we talk now, few days from now the teachers and local on strike because of conditions of service.
So
if money did, why government want to look into some of the areas?
So the payment, also the salary of the ambassador, all the let me say 10 staff now the French embassy. How do we compare it? How do we compare it to pay or to addressing the welfare of teachers? So is it because of the welfare of teachers? We don't forget embassy in France. Are we saying this?
It's not limited to France.
It's limited. We have it in Kenya. We get it in Kenya. We have sustained it. Now we don't can open a VOOP. Now gradually we will say irrelevant here. We will say in Libya.
What do you mean by we have sustained the embassy in Kenya? Because
we have sustained all the embassies.
You are aware I said the ambassador resigned in Kenya?
Can you Mr. Solicitor also? We had Abdul, the appointed anti-corruption boss. He resigned. When he resigned, not that because he didn't get salary.
It's not about the salary.
It's about what?
So when you say we have sustained the embassy in Kenya,
so
let me ask you, what do you mean by sustaining it? Because we just inside the ambassador tender resignation.
Yes, you know me say because it tender resignation and because they need repair. This is what I am saying. But as human being, you can be ambitious. In the day I say, okay, I want to grow, I want to take a new challenge. You know, Mr. Government, you get a presidential appointment. In unity, say you resign from the job. But you don't say because you resign because you are not cared for, you are not catered for. No, all the embassies that we don't create. But specific to this one we don't create, when you see people they raise an eyebrow about. To me, it is a clear manifestation of what? The president in commitment for showcase value. That we are in France, visible. I never entice them for come back home. You have to get somebody for sure. I mean, me are the first beneficiary of this appointment. That's why I'm proud of it.
How? What's your benefit?
I was coming from UK. I did process. I never with this young man, this ambassador. Maybe I'm on the inside flight. We come down, we go to the first gate. Neither will talk French to me. You don't say last bit barrier, they make you turn you big full quick. I just came up at the guy they talk. Then I just saw this man speaking from French. He talked with all Chinese man, this and that. He was this person. We talk, we do all the direction we have for go. Now me and I don't enter inside the bus. Now he tapped me. He said, Mr. Minister, I said, I am Dr. Mohammed Kali Assisi. Do you know how proud I was? That this Iranian, when now he's supposed to be the ambassador of France, was talking French like Creole. We save other foreigners, including me, guide we through, and we have our way out. For going that we get the reason for go. So, to me, when I even look at the man, the young man, I say, this is an appropriate appointment. This is really young. And when I ask him, he has been in France for all, the best of his time.
But you also have asked anybody can talk French.
Yes.
Even school beginning in our way. Perfect.
So if you take that school picking when they talk French, it's not going to represent to me. Like I was already dark.
Because for you that's the advantage. Because they talk French.
No.
So
In
position.
president is very much affirmative in his elections. This is what he said.
Mr. Minister, Thomas make a very salient point. The president did in a rush. For appease people who be supporter. And this same person they talk about to know the role when Papa played. For let President Bio be president.
Not in Papa. Take this young man as himself, not in Papa.
No, we didn't talk about creating job for the boys.
Which boys? Have you ever heard his name in our politics?
Uda in Papa in name, we know the role in Papa play for let President Bio.
So the role in Papa play. Now in Papa they appoint.
Not in Papa, but we know how in Papa resigned for Minister of Energy.
You know?
Energy can't resign from his position, so not a secret.
Yeah, he resigned. Say he resigned. So because he resigned, if he get picking, we qualify for representative. Enough for one.
Not to wait for appeasing that.
No, not for appeaser.
Okay.
Not to wait for appeaser. Or else the father votes in Papa. The appointer we qualify for representative. Now that particular
anyway,
place.
but just make it clear, we're not to talk about the individual.
It matters.
No, we're not to talk about
it. It matters because when you say
the
president appoints
them, when the president only creating embassies, whether
I am very much proud of Sierra Leone having an embassy in France.
Not the individuals.
No, I am very much proud that Sierra Leone gets an embassy now in France.
All right, continue for David Spina, the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, Bakari Abdel Aziz Bawa, and also we get Thomas Dixon, a colleague journalist and a social commentator. Today we look at the appointments then where the president is on the sofa. And members who said for the watch the program will send you a message. So the number 074-200-545 or drop on the comment section on the different platforms that you watch me. We'll go for a short leave and come back to the guest then.
It's a brand new song for our customers. Where they bank with us all over the universe. Thank you for
Save small and win big. UBA, they celebrate 75 years of better banking service. And Nasalone, the bank done there for 15 years now. This na big celebration, and we want give back to we wonderful customer them. We don't make we business go find one for the past 75 years with the UBA Savings Legacy promo. Save small and get your own share upon this 350,000 leons. 30 customer them go get the chance for win cash prize every quarter. Just put 2,000 leons and above na your account. And the more you put 2,000 and above na your account, na the more you go increase your chance for win more. No wait to kapu the chance now. Your legacy starts today. The draw them go happen inside September and December 2024. Join UBA for celebrate 75 years of excellence. UBA, Africa's global bank.
money in my pockets, from what I want correct. Customer service with excellence. Now that's make with the top, now the continent.
Liberty Online TV, the 1 year this November, and you know what's in that mean.
And throughout the month of November, na celebration period. And as you know, na time we for coming and support Liberty Online TV for continue for doing work.
And the way how we go support Liberty Online TV for continue for the online, now for send we you support.
Now for send we you support through the orange money number where you see on the screen and the other bank details them as way for make we continue for do we work. This na Liberty Online TV, 1 year celebration. Na Liberty Online TV, all voices count.
All right, we continue with the breakfast show, and we still get the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, Bakari Abdel Aziz Bawa, with we in the studio, and also Thomas Dixon, a journalist and also a social commentator. We come back to you, Thomas. You are the Minister in Defense, where you say His Excellency be really need for create an embassy in Paris, and some of the other new appointments them will see the president be make. Even a Liberian will see President Bio appoint recently. With all of the burden with on the economy and all of this.
Yeah, the minister talk about saying they pay salary every month. I want to let the minister know, say, according to the World Bank Economic Outlook report of 2024, this government don't take bank resort to bank overdraft for take lend money in them private bank for pay salary. It's happening almost every month, meaning money not there. To the point that World Bank they want say it's not good for the economy, and they crowd out private sector development, and it also will lead to it will come to a point where the economy will collapse. So let the minister know say we will not get the resources. Anytime this government will promise in the campaign 2020, JJ Safra said they will not resort to bank borrowing. It was all over the place. I will not resort to bank borrowing. Will not resort to bank borrowing. But they have been going to to borrow money from the bank every other month to pay salary. But the minister didn't I say that they pay salary every month. Without they had to domestic debt. Let's go look at the domestic debt. I don't go to the point that we are in the debt distress. So coming that they point out to the fact that government not get the resources for man. Even some of the offices they will get, not wrong, let alone the foreign. When we talk about foreign offices, you know, they just talk about saying we pay the ambassador. You get for look at ambassador and vehicle, you get for field and labor day, you get for look at and get for get administrative duties every day. These are expenses, not just salary. Expenses. You talk about the librarian and the archivist, the president. First of all, we have to be clear here. We know they talk about the competence of the Sierra Leoneans they appointed. We know they go into that. I know some of them. They are well educated. They are competent to serve in any position. But we are looking at the offices and its pressure on our economy. As I don't tell you, advisors, and they get 7 billion in a budget for them as the current expenditure. In order to salary, that can give you about 4 clinics, 4 public health units. And when you go waiting the budget for the primary health care, it's about 4 billion. And the budget for the primary health care. So that one be
Is it that government they misplacing priorities? Because if the minister here is saying government's convenience, they're able to pay for the one they open new offices for, then constrains the way they see. Are they misplacing their priorities?
For me, I think the government, you know, they only misplace their priority. I think they don't forget the script. They don't forget the script. See, they don't promise the people of this country, see, then they can't cut expenditure, then they cut down government expenditure. But what we don't see over the years, they don't increase government expenditure exponentially to the point that we need for manager. To the point that even when you need the Minister of Finance in budget, they try for caution. He said there is a mismatch. He said there is a mismatch between government expenditure and government revenue. Ebo, now yourself, if you know, if daddy and mama, the money when they make for the month, you know, for take care of the picking, pass them go they lend to that quarter where they celebrate every morning.
Government really can listen to some of their speech or the Minister of Finance they make.
Well, not only first minister, even the former Minister of Finance, Webide, except they make that speech Vandy. Except they talk about government mismatch between government expenditure. Sometimes they don't look at it. And we keep on seeing the president, they keep on appointing. I don't get a presidential librarian, an archivist. My question I ask, and I see the Minister of Information yesterday, they struggle for defend this job, this presidential. We don't get for put not only the president, get for put the record of the president, the record. First of all, we are in a country we are in as president change, as government change, everything they change. The Facebook and Twitter account with President Kuruma they use. Not only President Bio they use again. A different one. You go to Nigeria, the president, the Twitter account with George Weah they use. And Wakai they use. So we are in the habit of changing things. If minister come, new minister they appoint at today. The next thing I for change all thing in office. They want for change and get new structure in office. So it is in our style, it's in our system. So for you for say, hey, this man they come for go put records in place. So I ask the question, where are the books? Where are the records? We, Professor Jody, and with all due respect, is a seasoned educationist. Some of we don't learn from and from primary school, MPSC, juridially. We go to art stream, we read history, juridially. We go university, read history, juridially. Postgraduate study, was in charge of postgraduate studies at the University of Sierra Leone, juridially. So he's a seasoned academic. Nobody's question his competence, but we ask, creating this offices, mind you, the president appointed a nutritionist. Remember? A nutritionist, a clean cook, presidential clean cook. They appoint him. They appoint a political advisor recently, the person of Fatimata, former Honorable Fatimata Hassan. You understand? They appoint as political advisor. You have the Minister of Political Affairs. What do you need a political advisor for? And some of these advisors, they're not even see president. They're not even see it's difficult to see them. So they go to their office, collect their paycheck, collect their fee. At the end of the day, they go home.
There was a time where some of our colleague journalists they write about the Minister of Western Areas, even gets an office.
In that State House, your office there. I don't pull her now. Office not there. You ask yourself, that Ministry of Western Region is very important. Waiting for all the ministry I had in there. But the president wants for this job to. The president will create many jobs. Many jobs. And if you look at some of their fat salary when they pay, when they appoint you as presidential advisor, and they pay you also $9, $4,000, $3,000. They don't pay the current expenditure, and then they pay you. All of this, you look at it. Is it necessary for people who have struggling economy? We have a 5% tax on rice. Yes, half bag of rice. Me buy half bag of rice, JPJ. I buy them at 1 million euros. Half bag of rice. Can you imagine? These guys are they thinking about the people who they the provinces, how they live? The Minister of Finance may promise we last year, say that 5% when they collect this year, then they use that for agriculture. And they also promise we say no more affect the price of rice, the market, and see the price of rice. This same minister they tell you say the budget speech they tell you say importation of rice don't go down. When we are not seeing the local rice, where are the local rice?
The government gets them wrong. What's that government missing?
The problem of not just this government, the problem of government in Africa, in Sierra Leone, is politics is the easiest way to make wealth. So everybody wants to go for politics. That made this festival coup and politics. Everybody wants to make go for politics. Everybody wants to make them. Because when you go for politics, then you so money, then you so money, then you everything. See where you know one day see in your life, you begin see them. So you don't see? So this is the problem. So the president now in a desperation for like compensate people before it's time they done, it's why they create a offices. Advisor, they go look ping number inside, they create a presidential dressing room, the dresser for dress the president. They go look number to my side, they create a presidential nutritionist. Every president in Money and ask me if you get nutritionist. Every president is my president. Section 5 of the 1991 Constitution says sovereignty belongs to us.
Every president in Money say these are Sierra Leoneans with the president.
I'm not denying all of we. So all of us we want for
Sierra Leoneans. What is the problem?
No, there is no problem about creating job for Sierra Leone when the resources are available. No problem with it.
But because they appoint a nutritionist. But when
the president appointed that nutritionist 2 years ago, what the president in Money?
The nutritionist not doing work.
I'm not saying I'm not thinking the president is just getting big. The president is just getting what are the president?
Maybe they've used the gym. You never can tell.
Not a gym money that know. That's why they see gym money. Now they come in and me and the gym. Now eat so much eat. That's why they see gym money. Gym money they see am. That is not gym money. We are not seeing the nutritionist. The work of the nutritionist is getting paid. So come on there, you see presidential clean cook. You see they don't create other half office, chief of staff. There is a chief minister and there is a chief of staff in the office of the president. In fact, that appointment they hide and some of you now open and do. They hide them, chief of staff. Then we ask the question, why do we have a chief of staff and a chief minister? Because remember, say that the chief of staff, now every day in an escomite term, where President Bio change. Now we have a chief of staff in the office of the president who is getting about 4 billion euros in current budget, apart from his salary. Then we have about you have the chief minister. So you get we're getting confused. What's in this of feature when they create? Because you have the secretary to the president, where for man the affairs or the staff of the presidency in the presidency. The secretary to the president for every for man. So if you get a chief minister, we also as part of his job now for coordinate presidency activities, why do you need a chief of staff? Just that the president, as I say, the president is in a hurry to ensure that he gives job to the. But you mentioned the compensation. We all know the situation we can't just say left. It was an embarrassment to him as Minister of Energy. He worked as Minister of Energy. Government refused for pay power money.
They refuse or they not get money?
Well, they refuse for pay because government can go borrow money in a bank. Then they give it easily. Because bank lent for lent, although that is illegal for let bank take me and you money, they lent government according to the Bank of Sierra Leone Act. But it happen in this country without consulting me and you will keep money in a bank. And they go lend money, they care. And I do, they go lend money in a bank, commercial bank, UBA. At the end of the day, they pay power. It was easier for the Minister of Finance before, right? Say, okay, go take a bank guarantee and we'll pay them people here. It kept on dragging. Blackout became rampant. I don't know if now the deal power deal like NSC. So man say I know they eat by this deal. So the man before it become embarrassed and a sack him, now big man. Can't just say now like a political doing for even President Bio. These are guys who supported President Bio throughout. You can't just say the former Speaker of Parliament, the Rado Yoki. These are the guys. Where everybody be there disassociate themselves from President Bio. These are the guys who proudly be there now. Some of them they I believe so they even tell them say, well, before you support this person, you know go stand. They refuse and supported him. So they see him as embarrassment. So he resigned. So I think for a peace now, they say okay, let give Pikin. For a peace person, you know, missing pass there, they go give the person job. They can give him a job and you feel comfortable. They tell you more job, what I will give this person.
Because who have been getting saying in the Alhaji Kanja for make it come back as ambassador?
Well, Nadando will see me as one pro-government newspaper say 2 ministers then will get a comeback. We don't know the appointment of all this. They say will get comeback. You know, say the government they can appoint the husband, they appoint the wife. They can appoint the brother, they appoint the other brother. Let us not forget. Maybe Alhaji can't just say we'll get a comeback. And they appoint the Pikin, maybe they will appoint them back. It's not the first time. So for me, I think say the resources, I know they say the job there, where they give, they are not important. Although some of them they confuse others. Like I don't give the chief of staff and the office of the chief minister. They conflict is the two offices. They conflict in office. Like the Ministry of Information and Communication. You know, you get press secretary, you get presidential spokesman, you get director of communication. You know, we call them in political communication, information overload.
We get deputy minister.
Yeah, you call that information. You can't have all of this. Director of communication, presidential spokesman, you get press secretary.
They get strategic communication.
You get strategic communication. You get strategic communication manager at State House. All of these jobs. You ask yourself, what is it for? Whose kind of communication when they communicate to themselves? So then apart the president not reach whose side they go before they tell say president be offline. Even for communicate for tell waiting and pull with how important it is. It's difficult.
If you are
of recently where the Ministry of Information, that's why I must commend them.
If you are to
the press conference, they always almost they talk, they make their press conference unique.
If you have to recommend, now whose institution that you think say the president only appointments when not necessary?
For me, I think say first of all the president for look at State House in house. So job that they know important. President get gender advisor, they get youth aid, they get youth advisor. Take one. They move one, take one. You get youth ministry. You get national. By the way, the National Youth Commission, they're supposed to be the principal advisor to the government on youth affairs. It's just like the Independent Media Commission. According to the function, one of the functions in the Act, the Independent Media Commission is supposed to be the principal advisor to government on media and information. You look at NATCOM Act, the same thing. So you get anything, and then why they know they take up as you go appoint extra advisor. You get national security advisor, where you have a whole security architecture. You have the office of national security, where then at the office of the president. So for me, I think the president therefore starts with himself. Start with the office. There are so many conflicting. I believe say some man in a state house, you don't get job now for just go in the morning, you watch newspaper, go to the internet, look internet. If you tired, watch some movies or read some books and go home.
Let's bring in the Deputy Minister of Information. Then can people need to exist in State House?
By own declaration, something that exists. So we nobody know the way in a State House, we know that it's you are. Yeah. So when you sit here, you can't say anything. But what they happen and some of these things where Dixon they run away with, it's not correct. There's clear distinction between the function of the Chief of Staff and the Chief Minister. The secretary, even the presidential spokesperson, is not doing the function of the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. Are two different things. We talk for government and they talk for the president. So there are different things with the approach. Forget a youth aid or a gender advisor near the president is not also a bad thing. And when they say when they take loan for pay salaries, these are all IMF restrictions. These are all things where IMF says self no they allow you for go into. Or else they pull out. They know they sponsor. They know they give funding. Because these are things where they go against for the even overdraft. That is why when done, like what they say with the delay for pay, we have to gather our resources. We not send check self a bank of salon where money no dey for pay. Because those things are accounted for by IMF. IMF they check all those things there. Check where they come out from government, they go to bank constitution and it is there without being honored. IMF they check all those things. So when you come to the appointment, yes, it is good. We all accept, I say, the people that will the president appoint this time, they are very decent Sierra Leoneans. We worth the appointment when they give them. Is it right to appoint them at this time? Yes, because we need a representation in France, for instance. So somebody where as our ambassador is very much in place, that means everybody knows at least some of these favors that we give them they get, Senegal they get with the presence of France, them in France. If we are not able to tap into that because we got embassy inside France, that is why we are reaching out to France. Remember one time even we travel also we kindle diplomatic relationship with even Russia because we want to have our presence. We want to have a presence all over and at the 5 permanent states and the Security Council. So anytime that they discuss anything, at least they know they are Israeli. Now we come to a professor, for instance, the president can first start with creating a seat. All of it this in the talk boils down to what? Our citizenship. When they appoint you, why they appoint you for no? Every minister will go, they get for change everything. Is it correct? No. For me, I don't go. I don't think so. I don't change everything in my office. In fact, the chair where I meet, where I'm not like, now somebody else in chair I will take, I carry it. I know by nothing from where I don't enter. So not to every minister the way they rush for change everything, this and that, it's not correct. We get very distant reunions where the president don't appoint as ministers, where they try for help out for deliver on a mandate. It's why the president really key on changing our mindset, where it creates the civic education aspect on the information. All these things so that as citizens, we know the responsibility to this country will cause really. It starts as a small unit where it creates massive. The escalator for really get a ministry now. We don't ministry, the Ministry of Information and Civic Education.
We all need civic education.
Really. We only need civic education, including Dixon. Because all these things we talk so. Now civic thing now we talk so. But we need now for talk and constructively so that every other person knows when we are a Sierra Leonean. Now this we all believe in. If I'm a citizen of Sierra Leone, what make me a citizen? Much of the work we don't do now with ministry. Now we don't be consult. Now Professor Joe Edi Ali. Now he gets waiting
you they talk about Sierra Leone history. But it really take, I mean, they don't mention me as a ministry so much. So like for me, we'll be much happy we'll see. At the highest level, the presidency will recognize and say, we need somebody, like what they say, why is it that when the president come on, everyone that will be in our office for go away, now you know they can start all over. So meaning something is missing somewhere. There are records where we want a salon. You know, inside the kitchen, information on everything about Sierra Leone, you know, they're not museum. Can you imagine that? That information about Sierra Leone, we're able to trace that and everything, you know, they're not museum. Because we know that everybody was really say, okay, let us organize these few things about Sierra Leone, let it be available. You understand? So now everybody, even why are we creating a department for archives and records? The minute this minister go, where he can naturally for let's start from. So you have to do deliberate actions.
Do we have the culture of sustainability in Sierra Leone? Like where one government will fade out, another becoming continuity. Do we have that?
So that is why civic education is necessary. That we should have continuity in governance. That, you know, me say if Khadija come here, somebody can tomorrow. If I just condemn everything with Khadija be they do now, and try to start all over. In fact, this thing I don't want to pull up just because not Khadija do it. Right. We will only reach end if we all accept it. This will be passed with all, and we continue for define. Would have be a Sierra Leone make you a Sierra Leone, and we all put we show that story way. First, we are appointing people, we are duplicating. Not so President Bio. It don't let far. The president will say in face not for the ballot paper. So you know appease anybody.
But appointing a chief of staff, a chief minister,
so if you want to know if they duplicate their functions, look at this in terms of reference. Look at this in terms of reference. The chief minister, a primary function now for administer all ministries. Now they superintend all ministers.
Where the chief of staff?
It gets other functions related within State House, where perhaps maybe the liaison between the president and the chief minister himself. Now we can get chief of staff.
What's in a one by the chief of staff in function?
No, I don't tell you so. Even for administer, all other staff, including the chief minister himself, within State House. You have, like when they say secretary to president. Secretary to president, you know he's the secretary. But somebody there when it comes to security, it comes to this, when the president will get quick take from him. Now the chief of staff. It gets a bad eye view of everything that happen. The chief minister will pay attention really for make sure say every minister appointed by the president deliver on. Now all they will sign performance contract. Now the chief minister the superintendent. Because now they monitor we directly. So
the chief of staff they supervise the chief minister.
Now they coordinate all those other functions with all other things that we have in our State House. Now so even outside State House.
So the chief minister now only the minister they no more.
No, they're not say chief minister.
Okay.
He's the chief minister. Now they coordinate all your affairs.
Okay, then the chief of staff coordinates all the State House staff affairs.
Outside State House, the chief minister and this and that, he has his own portfolio. And the president knows why he wants. The president knows why he creates everything he creates. That's why about saying the World Bank say when they go borrow, how do you borrow from a commercial bank?
It's a private bank.
How?
Two bank drafts, overdraft.
No, sir.
Even the time where government be all the power ship, where they
I need exactly what the bank of the World Bank said.
Banks them
which bank?
Money. The private
it is
banks.
called domestic borrowing.
Domestic borrowing, yes. And we talk about which private bank get money. When government, if you look at monetary policy and fiscal policies, when government along here, when they talk, I didn't listen to you. When government even regulate the flow of cash within the economy, it is run through these bonds. Government don't get the money. They say what's it for private bank for campaign salary. You are breaking them.
Government it was
private bank.
Domestic borrowing.
You know
government trust money.
You know the trust private bank for pay salaries. No. For pay salary, we don't trust bank. Bank don't need. Now we need for forgive money. There's no economic policy where they speak to that. We get domestic debt, we get a lot of contractors, we don't do work, we don't provide services, we for pay. Yes, we owe them debts there, and we inherit a lot of debt, we owe them there because we continue for this service for people. But we not ever go to any private bank, take money, overdraft for pay salary. It's not correct. These are things when they happen. No economic policy that they speak to that. So we have never done that. And we will not create any embassy or any office where this is one department in our state house in recurrent big pass, which a whole ministry they use for 5 years. It just made, I believe, one scene where a writer said, when an individual is hated by a clown, he is accused of raising dust even when he steps in water.
So what's
not of today.
In this scenario, what's in
not of today. Some of you go personally, me and Matt Ari. Well, how did I become a writer? There came a time, every newspaper we see must get an article on Julius Malabio. So on this man, anything he do, people just want to put in there.
So for checkmate you president,
no, we are not checkmating me. Talk about how body don't big, talk about this and that.
My body not big.
Now president, you want to don't big.
Waiting personal about the presidency.
So now the president don't be
waiting personal about the president.
Don't know. Everybody buy the president for very cook.
Presidential institutions.
Is it really what we need to discuss as a country?
Yes.
Why the president and the service boy don't big? No, I don't want to check along
but
that.
But the president is a public servant.
Yeah, so when is a person a public servant? So in life, us if I can answer, because he's a public servant. Which crime somebody commit for you say I can't serve public?
Is he serving?
Which crime say I can't serve? So because he can't serve now, we all are a public servant level. But you know see how in a way are we? You know, we say because me a public servant, another private life for live. You can bring everything about me, can't sit on that television talk about how my body don't be this and that. No. If we are talking about the appointment, yes, we appointed somebody as an ambassador in Paris. And I'm very proud of one, the appointment and the individual appointed. In Liberia, yes, we need the Liberian, presidential Liberian, because the president they try to look at his civic education and maintaining some records. That is why he created MASID and he has escalated it to a whole ministry. So it needs somebody for also advisor on how do we get it right. If you get somebody like Joe Edi Ali, for really tell them how we can shape our history, waiting for preserve in our records.
All right, Mr. Minister.
I'm very okay and to the country. Without any sentiment, I feel say those few appointments what you don't make recently that I am here to talk about, you don't make any mistake.
All right. Many thanks we can on the program this morning. Well, that's the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, Wena Abdel Aziz Bao. Earlier this morning, we talked about the presidential appointments we have one of late, and we also get Thomas Dixon. We a journalist and a social commentator. So we have this edition of the program, Thomas, which you will left with the viewers, and especially for don't be following
first of all, the minister therefore be very careful with what we use on the citizens. To say that the clowns will raise any dust. In fact, your citizen and myself as clown is below the belt.
Clown. I'm not a clown.
Okay. And
I know if I'm quoting somebody.
The minister also talks say there is no bank borrowing. The World Bank report states they say the banks dependent on sovereign debts or domestic borrowing by government is a serious financial instability risk. That is the World Bank 2024 Economic Outlook report.
Borrowing to pay salary.
That the domestic borrowing, I have had the opportunity to talk to former finance minister, and even your campaign spokesperson talked about a domestic bank borrowing to pay salary, which is the same that I've been using.
It's not possible.
Like the minister talk about. They say we not talk about the president. The job we get now with the people now with their job. And it's only presidential. Now we duty for community as people. And for
So
that same president, you know, appointing nutritionist for everybody who can don't let go. And the president the big too much. I am concerned because there's an health risk. It's an health risk as a citizen. Now we for concern because all thing the president they enjoy, all thing they enjoy, it belongs to we in Africa. We all know in Africa, president can be slim as they can have power, so they be big. The one who they lend me money, the one who they lend me money, as they go to power. Look at Donald Trump now. As he can go to power, you see body cannot. Look at Biden. Look at Obama. The gray hair where Obama left with in the White House. What do you go with him? So it's how come we should be concerned? How comes the president they be big? They know the facts. It's not good. So for me, I think say the offices that where the president don't create, some of them are important.
All right,
some of them are not important.
All right. Okay. Many thanks, Thomas Dixon. Mr. Minister, will not get time again.
Oh no more.
Will not get time.
Also, I beg.
One second.
I mean, Minister, journalist. Okay, thank you very much. I wanted Dixon, I not say clan. I say clan.
Okay, sir. Accepted.
Then, this appointment with President make to Edi Ali and the French ambassador, we are proud of it. And President embody. Mr. If somebody write me sometimes, if you say, I'm not big. You understand? But it don't mean somebody big and money they eat or whatever. If really his concern is the health of the president, he's a citizen, he's right. But for bring the president just because you don't appoint somebody, say this and that was what my concern was all about. But as Reunions, I think the best thing we will help this country is not just to critique. It is to put all of us put our shoulders on the wheel for make sure we take Reunion to who we want and not just by criticizing anyhow.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Yeah? Thank you very much, Thomas Dixon, and the Honorable Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education who are joined with this morning. Now they end the program for today. Mina Khadija Bango, they say have a blessed day.
All right, that was SPS produced the program, and we get technical support from Musa Saukuroma, Dennis Kamara, and also Emmanuel Malik Campbell. Until we meet again, we welcome back. Have a good day and goodbye.